I was going to say it's a new phenomenon, but I guess it's not new. I'm just catching on to it. Salon magazine has written about it. It's called upskirting, and at times down blousing. What does that mean? This is the phenomenon where people across the country are going and taking a cell phone camera or any other kind of camera and putting it underneath women's skirts in public and taking pictures. And then they download it on their sites and they share it with everybody across the world. Now, why is this a news story? Because the local areas throughout the country have realized, oh my God, we don't have a law against this. If you're in public, you give up your right to a reasonable expectation of privacy. So, for example, if you're walking down the street, somebody can take a picture of you. You don't have a right to privacy. You're in the street. You're in the public street. Now, technically, it turns out they could actually put their camera underneath your skirt and take that picture as well. In almost all the jurisdictions, when this phenomenon started, there was no such law. Tulsa, Oklahoma found that out the hard way. 16-year-old girl put on a skirt, went to a super Target 2 summers ago. A creepy 34-year-old dude kneels down, takes a picture of her panties. They arrest him. They bring him to court, and the court realizes, oh my God, we didn't have a law against this, and she does not have a reasonable right to privacy in public, and I guess that includes guys taking pictures, as long as they don't touch her, right? And they had to let him go. So everybody was pissed, and then they came up with a law. Now about half of the country does have laws like this. In Oklahoma, they made it illegal to take unauthorized photos of someone's private areas in public. Even if you're in public, you can't take an unauthorized picture of the booty. Okay? So now that's in about half the country, but half the country still doesn't have it. So then Salon, the writer here, Tracy Clark Floyd, did a really interesting piece about this phenomenon. And it's all over the internet, and apparently it's not just going up the skirt. You could also go down the blouse, and that's the down blousing. I love that they have different terms for it. And then there are different niches. You don't have to just go up the skirt or down the blouse. You could actually take pictures of different body parts. And she went and did a little research, and she found out that people have different expertise in breasts, bums, nipple slips, whale tails, camel toes, legs, or feet. Now, if you're wondering what a whale's tail is, I didn't know it, and I was like, I don't think I want to know it, right? But it turns out it's actually the G-string that comes out of a woman's jeans. And people, like, that's their thing. They walk around like Targets and Walmarts and the mall, and they're like, oh, there it is. There's a G-string popping out of the jeans. Boom, whale tail. Yes, Anna.
It's really interesting that you bring this up because
a
lot of celebrities, women, have nip slips
Mm-hmm.
where they're wearing designer dress and it's a little loose on them, and all of a sudden there'll be a little nip slip and the paparazzi goes mad and takes a ton of pictures. So what does that mean for the paparazzi?
Well, you see, that's interesting because, and Tracy talks about this in her article on Salon. Like, I know Tracy. I don't know. That's her name. Anyway, and she says the celebrities do this as an art form, to get attention. So the Britney Spears and the Paris Hiltons going, totally bare underneath and then just swinging their legs open as they get out of the car. They're doing it on purpose, but these people are not. So the question is, what is an unauthorized picture in public? And you're right, Anna, that's going to create some legal problems. Because for the paparazzi, who knows, somebody's going to sue. Because the paparazzi are literally in the gutter. They are in the curb, like lying down as they're getting out of the car, trying to catch the celebrity's panties. Okay? So at some point, some celebrity's going to go, you know what, I didn't sign on for this, man. No, there's an unauthorized picture of me, and you took it in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sad day for you. You're under arrest. Okay? And it's entirely possible, so we'll see how that plays out. That's an interesting point. And there are different websites, by the way, that teach you how you can do this. Like, they'll see some pictures and be like, oh, amateur. Look, these are the ways that you do it. Some guy, and I don't want to give all the tips here. I don't want to encourage people. But classic, upskirting 101 is go to tie your shoes. Clever. Tie your shoes and then, right? And then wait below an escalator and get just the right angle. Okay. Now when my fiance goes up an escalator now, I'm going to be like, oh, now I got to be watching everything. I'll tell you what, man, somebody upskirts my fiance and I'm there, I'm going to pull a Jesus. They upskirted the wrong lady at the wrong time, man. I kicked that camera halfway across the floor and half of his fingers with it. Okay, so now I'm not the only one. sometimes people pick on the wrong person. Apparently, a colleague of the writers in New York City has had a rack photographed on several occasions on the subway, and she says, next time it happens, I'm going to go Kanye West on somebody. Okay, there's a whole website now in New York called Hollaback New York City, okay, Hollaback NYC, where if they take an unauthorized picture of you, these creeps, the women take a picture back, and then they put it up on the website. This is the perv who was taking pictures. And they send it to the police, and they say, hey, look them up, and the police have caught several guys doing this. So I love that they're fighting back. But here's my favorite story. In St. Louis, 22-year-old Karen Simon Selly is at the zoo, and some guy, perv, does this. 34-year-old guy does the upskirting picture, and she's not about to let it go. She starts screaming, and the guy panics. He starts to run out of the zoo. She follows him and chases him down all the way through the zoo, and then throws her strawberry shake at him. Okay, so he's got the strawberry all over him, and then the cops, because she's been screaming so much, get the guy by the entrance, and then they arrest him. Now the thing is, and this is what's so infuriating, they later released him. Ah! That's why everybody's passing these laws. And you know, she said, look, she hasn't felt the same since. She feels like whenever she's out in the skirt, she's like looking around and she's panicking. And I can understand that. Here, I'll tell you a funny story about me. Once I was in the Rockefeller Center in New York, actually. Went to a public bathroom, and I look up about, I don't know, a minute in, 2 minutes in, whatever it was. I look up, and there's this super creepy dude who's looking like this on the bathroom stall. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, and then he runs away, right? Now, every time I'm in a public bathroom stall, I'm like, anybody looking? Anybody looking? What's up? What's going on there? And that's why you gotta, you know, of course, beyond obvious to say that they gotta cut this thing out. And then, of course, on the sites, they're want to make sure that their fetish is just right because they want the unsuspecting ones. And that's the whole point of this thing, because you can't do it to people who are models. If you do, these guys on the web are like, oh, yeah, right, you framed that. That's no good. That doesn't count. You took a picture of her upper skirt with her permission. That's not upskirting. Amateur. Man, we live in a brave new world in a lot of different ways. Some positive, some not so positive. But now you know. Watch your ass.